And a good evening, everybody, and welcome to A-Town High School here in Abingdon, Illinois, as we get ready for Friday Night Football here on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH. My name's Wyatt Reed, as it is homecoming night here at A-Town High School. The homecoming festivities have been going on all throughout the week. We've been having a lot of fun here at A-Town High School. We've had a number of volleyball games throughout the week as well, keeping us busy, but now we are ready for the big one here tonight, as the high school football team will take the stage here after not being home the last 2 weeks. The A-Town Tornadoes have been on the road the last 2 weeks. A win against Monmouth United. That was a win back on the 19th of September, but then on the 26th of September, we got the A-Town Tornadoes with a 21-20 loss, which brings me to my next point. The A-Town Tornadoes, I mean, they've lost 3 of their last 4, but if you combine the total points of those 3 games, the A-Town Tornadoes have lost by a combined total of 4 points. 13-12 on the road against Stark County, 28-26 back here against West Hancock, and 21-20 against Princeville. So some very close matchups for the A-Town Tornadoes here this season. We'll talk more about that as we've got the national anthem about to take place. We'll have that for you and get the starting lineups here and get ready for the team to come on out to the field here as it's homecoming night here at A-Town High School on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we get ready for homecoming night here at the A-Town High School in Abingdon, Illinois, as the A-Town Tornadoes taking on the Rebels of South Fulton. We talked about A-Town before we went to break, but South Fulton comes into this game 2-3 on the season, winners in their last game against LVC, Lewistown, Cuba, and Spoon River Valley, 49-0, a big win there. It's either win big or lose big for the Rebels this season. They lost to Stark County and Princeville rather handily, and then got their first win of the season back on September 12th against Rova Williamsfield, a 20-6 win there. But then it was followed up by a 54-6 loss against Rushville Industry. And as I mentioned last week, a 49-0 win against the guys at LVC. So what kind of team are we going to see tonight here from the South Fulton Rebels? That is the question, and we're happy to bring it to you here on TSSR Game Time Live. And it's presented by MDH. We're about ready to get the team to run on out to the field here. A little Candyland theme all week here at A-Town High School. So little Candyland on the sign that they'll be running through here tonight. As the A-Town Tornadoes again coming in 1-4 on the season, as you can see on the screen. But their last 3 losses have come by a combined total of 4 points. So this is a very competitive A-Town team who wants to get a homecoming win here tonight in front of a packed house. I mean, it is loaded here on the home side. And we've got some good football about to take place here tonight as the Rebels and the Tornadoes will do battle. Taking a look at some of the stats that they gave us from Max Preps, the folks at South Fulton filling out their stats page here. Taking a look at that here real quick. It's kind of a two-man show here at South Fulton, I should say. I'm going to have to try to catch myself from saying South Fulton and North Fulton because we did North Fulton volleyball last night, and in case you missed that, it was a really good volleyball game there last night. The Tornadoes ended up losing that match, but it was still a lot of fun to call that one a three-set match there last night here at A-Town High School. But it is a two-man show, like I said. They run their offense through number 20, and that is Riley Fogelsong, or number 22, and that is Colby Martin. Fogelsong is a junior. Martin is just a sophomore, and taking a look at the numbers here, Martin actually has the more carries, the more yards, and the more touchdowns. 9 touchdowns on the season, 730 yards compared to Fogelsong's 5 touchdowns on 419 yards on the season. So we're excited to see that two-headed monster and see what the H-Town Tornadoes can do against that two-headed monster here tonight. Of course, they're going to counter with the arm of Jameel Johnson and the route running ability of one Trey Keenan. Trey Keenan had a monster game the last time we were here, which was 3 weeks ago, as the H-Town Tornadoes run out onto the field. Trey Keenan, 163 yards and 3 touchdowns against West Hancock. So he will be the guy to watch on the A-Town side as we're about ready to get this one underway here this evening. Good to be with you. Feel free to get in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for here this evening, your reaction to the homecoming festivities. Whatever it is you want to chat about, let us know. Get into those comments. We love hearing from you as we're ready for some football as the A-Town Tornadoes take their way out onto the field. They'll be wearing the home green uniforms with yellow pants, yellow helmets, and white numbers as they will receive South Fulton. See, I did it again. South Fulton going to be wearing the white tops, the purple pants, the purple helmets, and the purple numbers here this evening. Good to have you with us as we're ready for a beautiful, beautiful night of football. Homecoming night as South Fulton ready to boot it away. Number 32, Hayden Mapes, boots that one out of play, and that's going to be a penalty flag coming in, and not the ideal start to the ball game there for the Rebels, but we'll see what their defense can do against this A-Town offense again, which is a very high-powered offense behind the leadership of Jameel Johnson, who walks out there. He's number 1 as he walks his way into the huddle. Trey Keenan, Evan Hook, also a guy to watch in the passing game. Evan Hook had a long touchdown reception 3 weeks ago. And the first play of the ball game here, we'll see what Coach Quinn and crew decide to do here. By the way, we will have the homecoming festivities at halftime. You didn't miss anything. Homecoming festivities will be at the half. 2 to the right, 1 to the left for Jameel Johnson, as South Fulton guys may be flinching a little bit, but didn't come across the line. They hand it off. There is a handoff to Hook, who gets spun right side. That's actually Carson Stenger, Riker Darst, getting the starting handoff. Riker Darst, a 5-yard gain, and it's second down and 5. So Riker Darst, number 8. Also look for number 11, Carson Stenger, the junior, to be getting carries here tonight. And maybe a few carries by Evan Hook. He's been getting some carries on and off throughout the season. Trey Keenan is at the top of your screen. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson gives the handoff to Stenger. He runs his way up the middle. He's going to be close to the line to gain. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a third down and short situation here for the A-Town Tornadoes. Now, third down has not been their friend throughout the season. Carson Stenger, a 4-yard gain, so we'll see what Coach Quinn and the crew do if they decide to come right after the Rebels here again, or if they decide maybe to air it out. because this might be 4-down territory here. 10:53 to go here in the opening quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson in the shotgun. Gives the handoff. Going right side is Darst. He's going to try to get to the line, and I think he's going to have it. We'll see where the officials mark him down. They're going to wave the crew. They're going to give it to him. A first down, a 1-yard gain for Riker Darst. That's all he needed. And with 10:40 to go, A-Town will have their first down of this homecoming night. Again, the first time the Tornadoes have been home in 3 weeks. Last time we were here, September 12th. That was a while ago. 2 to the right, 1 to the left as Johnson fakes the handoff, throws it left side. As there's Keenan, shakes the tackle past the 40-yard line, still on his feet. There goes Keenan down the sideline. He spun down near the red zone. What a play there by Trey Keenan. Jameel Johnson with the throw. It was on point. Let's see where they mark him. As that'll be at the 25-yard line. So a 30-yard gain for Trey Keenan. From the 45-yard line to now the 25-yard line. Knocking on the door here early. 10:03 to go here in the opening quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left here. 2 backs in the backfield. Jameel Johnson awaits the snap. Johnson takes it, hands it off. Carson Stenger running his way left side. He's got a big hole. He's to the 10. Nobody in front of him. Carson Stenger, touchdown A-Town. From 25 yards, A-Town on the board. How about that opening possession? The A-Town offense rumbles their way into the end zone. As we've got some fireworks here tonight for a little homecoming magic here. 6-0, A-Town with the lead. And the extra point opportunity. As the kick is on its way. It is up, and it is good. That's number 71, Jacob Lezak, the foreign exchange student, I was told last time we were here a few weeks ago. 9:46 to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 our score. The A-Town Tornadoes on the board with a 25-yard touchdown by Carson Stenger. We'll be back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Already my first mistake of the night here. The extra point by Lezak was no good. Fooled everybody. Even Athletic Director Reed Kelso thought that one was good from where we were sitting, but that's okay. 6-0, A-Town with the lead on a 25-yard touchdown by Carson Stenger as that one returned. Didn't get very far. Struggling to get to the 30-yard line. And that's where the Rebels will take over. Amanda in the comments. Amanda Stenger, very happy to see her nephew, Carson Stenger, get the carry. The 25-yard touchdown run. 2 carries for Stenger, 29 yards. And now the A-Town defense will look to shut down this Rebels offense. As the Rebels come out here, they're starting a freshman quarterback. Number 3, that is Jonah Miller. Miller awaits the snap, turns, hands it off, running his way up the middle. That's a good carry there on first down. Gain of 3 on the play. We'll see what the number is. That's number 22. And that, my friends, is Colby Martin with the carry. So Colby Martin with a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 upcoming. 9:20 to go here in the first quarter. As the Rebels set up with 2 wide receivers on the top of the screen, we got a whistle. And we got a timeout called by the officials. Is it officials' timeout? I think they had to get a substitution in. I think there was an equipment malfunction there for one of the A-Town Tornadoes. So 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They fake the handoff to one. They give it to the other, running the right side. That's Fogelsong. And Fogelsong will take it to the right side. Riley Fogelsong, the junior running back. That is a gain of about 5 on the play. That'll set up a third down and short situation. Actually, it's a gain of 4. So Fogelsong makes it third down and 4 as we approach 8:45 to go here in the opening quarter. Kind of a semi-no huddle here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. As Martin takes the snap, hands it off to Fogelsong. He runs his way. Big hole, and there goes Fogelsong. Nobody in front of him. 10-5, touchdown. Riley Fogelsong. Touchdown Rebels, an answer the Rebels needed. My goodness. 67 yards for Riley Fogelsong. A 67-yard touchdown to answer the 25-yard touchdown, and now out to kick the extra point. That's Hayden Mapes. As the kick was slightly bobbled there for a moment, but the extra point is on its way, and this one is up and good. So the Rebels get on the board, and they take the lead with the extra point, 7-6. South Fulton with the lead. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 8:26 to go here in the opening quarter, and we've already got 2 touchdowns here in this one. So the fireworks, literally and figuratively, have been flying here at A-Town High School. A-Town with a 25-yard touchdown by Carson Stenger, only to be answered by a 67-yard touchdown by Riley Fogelsong for the Rebels. So now the Rebels will boot it off. And that one is a low line drive kick, and for the second straight possession, that one's going to go out of play. So the kicking game has not been ideal here for the South Fulton Rebels. And we'll see where they mark it, or where they put the ball. Should be at the 35-yard line, because that's where they were in the last possession. 8:26 to go here in the opening quarter. A-Town will head back out there. Jameel Johnson slowly walks his way up there. Oh, they marked that out at the 38-yard line. Okay, so it went out before the 37-yard or the 35-yard line. Wow. So 38-yard line's where it goes. Again, feel free to get in the comments like Amanda did earlier. She was happy to see her nephew scoring a touchdown there earlier. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson awaits the snap. 2 backs in the backfield. Takes it. Hands it off. There goes Stenger again. Oh, he's got a big hole past the 40, 45. It's Carson Stenger past the 40 on the other side. Oh, he runs over a defender past the 30. Carson Stenger. Huge run on that one. We'll see where they mark it, but a flag has come out at the way back at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like that play is not going to count. It'll be a penalty instead. It'll push the A-Town Tornadoes back. 8:15 to go. Didn't see the flag. It must have got thrown in as Stenger bumped his way to the outside. So holding is indeed the call, and that'll push the Tornadoes back. Back to the 30-yard line, so it'll be a spot foul as the Tornadoes looking to get to the 48-yard line. 1st and 18. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 backs in the backfield once again. Jameel Johnson, he's got Stenger, and I think Hook's back there. No, that's Darst, excuse me. Left side, that one's batted up in the air, high into the air. And Jameel Johnson nearly came down with it. Nearly pulled a Brett Favre right there. As 7:50 to go, incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete. It'll be second and long.
Second down and long, now upcoming. The incomplete pass. 7:46 to go. So Jameel Johnson back to the line here. The Tornadoes working behind the sticks. We'll see. That was a good play. Didn't see who tipped that one for South Fulton. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. As Johnson awaiting the snap. 2 backs there back with him. Here's the snap. Hands it off. There goes Stenger. He's got some room left side. He's to the, I believe, close to the original line of scrimmage. He's about a yard shy of that original line of scrimmage. A 7-yard gain for Carson Stenger. And it'll be 3rd down and about 11.
Carson Stenger on the carry, be a gain of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 11.
3rd down and long. A-Town Tornadoes don't want to give the ball back to that high-powered offense for the South Fulton Rebels, excuse me. 7:17 to go here in the quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson. They've been able to get a couple of big plays on 3rd and long here this season. I was actually going back through the West Hancock tape. Had a number of big plays. There's a throw deep right side. Looking for a man. That one over the head of the intended target. He's looking for Tegan Condry, number 5 for the Tornadoes. Just over the head of the freshman. And now it'll be 4th and long with 6:59 to go.
It'll be 4th and 11.
Jameel Johnson showing off that arm he's got. Just a little too much on that one, though. So now 4th down and about 11. Ball's at the 29-yard line. The punting unit comes out as A-Town will boot this back. That one high, and that's a short punt. That one got caught up. As that one bounces right past midfield, they're going to mark it somewhere close to the 50-yard line. We'll see where exactly. 6:54 to go here in the opening quarter. They mark it at the 48-yard line. So, yeah, not the best of punts right there. Only about a 12-yard punt net gain. Coming to the line are the Rebels, as Fogelsong just a few moments ago had a 67-yard touchdown. And Colby Martin back there with him. There's a snap. They hand it off. Running his way up the middle is Fogelsong. That'll be a 2-yard gain. Riley Fogelsong to midfield. 6:40 to go. And we'll see just how often the Rebels head coach Josh Miller likes to lean on his freshman quarterback. So far this season hasn't been much. Got that 2-headed monster in the backfield. There's the handoff. Running his way up the middle. That'll be Colby Martin. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. They maybe give him about a yard. So Colby Martin with a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down. 2nd carry of the ball game for Colby Martin. 3rd down and 7. Ball is at the 49-yard line. You imagine this is 2-down territory, depending on what the play call ends up being here for the Rebels here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Awaiting in the shotgun is Miller. They hand it off. Running his way right side. He's going to be close to the line to gain, and he's going to have it. That is going to be a 1st down and 10. As that is number 20? That is number 20, Riley Fogelsong. So he needed 8. He got 9. And that'll be enough for the 1st down. Ball will be marked to the 41-yard line. 7-6, South Fulton with the early lead. Fogelsong now the only back as Colby Martin goes out for the running a route. This one thrown right side. That one nearly picked off, as that is good coverage there defensively. Batted away by Riker Darst in defense. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. First time we've seen Jonah Miller throw the ball here today.
2nd and 10.
Riker Darst nearly coming away with that one. Number 8 in coverage. 2 to the right on the top of the screen, 1 on the left. As the snap, they hand it off to Fogelsong. Runs his way up the middle. There's another big hole. He's past the 30-yard line. Riley Fogelsong will be taken down at the 27-yard line. 14-yard gain for Fogelsong. As we come up on 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, it's been the Riley Fogelsong show here so far. The A-Town defense desperately looking for a stop here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jonah Miller in the backfield. Fogelsong and Martin with him. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff to both. They're going to dump it off right side. Fogelsong, he's got some room near the 20. That's a good open field tackle right there. That's Riker Darst again making a play. It's a 7-yard gain, though, for Fogelsong, this time in the receiving game.
Miller's pass to Fogelsong is complete.
7-yard gain will be 2nd down and 3 as we approach the 4.5-minute mark now. Maybe 4 yards, so maybe a 6-yard gain right there. Jonah Miller takes the snap, hands it off to Fogelsong again. He's met in the backfield there. Nice play there defensively by the Tornado defense. That'll be about a half-a-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Riley Fogelsong on the carry.
Fogelsong, we'll give him no gain on the play because I gave him 7 yards on the reception. So that way we're evened up here. Big 2-down territory likely for the Rebels if they need it. Jonah Miller, he's going to go under center here. Running back in the backfield is Fogelsong. They're going to pitch it to him. Left side, he's going to try to get to the corner, and he's going to get to the corner. He's got what he needs. That's a 4-yard gain on 3rd down and 3. Riley Fogelsong, his 7th carry of the ball game already. And that'll give him a 1st down inside the red zone. Ball will be set up at about the 18, maybe the 17-yard line. Beautiful night here. A little breeze starting to blow in the studio here. As we approach 3.5 minutes to go, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the handoff going left side. That is Martin. Martin's still trying to extend it left side. A penalty flag is going to come in. And we'll see what the penalty is. It's either going to be a holding or a face mask, I think, either way. Looks like it's going to be in the way of holding as that official on the... They're going to say a face mask on the offense? Wow, don't get offensive face masks all that often. There's 2 penalties, it looks like, on the play. Maybe a clipping penalty right there, too, I think, on the A-Town side. So Coach Quinn has come out. We'll see what the officials have to say about it. .3:23 to go here. And this would be a big call here because it would put them behind the sticks, which is something that South Fulton has not done yet so far here in this ball game. Still awaiting the signal, though. They've been talking to, I think, both coaches here. Coach Martin for South Fulton and Coach Quinn for A-Town. Just waiting answers. 2 fouls on the play here. It's going to be a personal foul, a face mask on the offense, excuse me. And it looks like a clipping call on the offense. So it's going to be on South Fulton either way. So 2 penalties on...
Personal fouls on the play. There is a face
there's going to be... Or did they...
Clipping on South Fulton.
I don't know. They pointed in the way of A-Town. So I don't... When you don't have a mic, you can't really hear them, so you really don't know what you're doing. So that 1st down is now going to be a 1st, and it looks like 25. So, yeah. All right, after all that, they need to get to the 8-yard line. Ball's at the 33 now. Here's the snap. Martin going to launch this one deep right side, looking for his man. That one is over the head of the intended target. That's Jonah Miller, excuse me. I said Martin. My apologies there. It'll be 2nd down and 25. Tell you, for a freshman, this kid's got a good ball. It's a good spiral in the air right there. Just threw it over the head of his intended target. 3:15 to go, 2nd down and 25. Ball at the 33. South Fulton needs to get to about the 7-yard line. And a timeout called by A-Town. We'll take a timeout with them. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Second down and 25 after the timeout here as A-Town calling their timeout. First of the half. 7-6, South Fulton with the lead. Coach Quinn wanting to make sure that his Tornadoes don't give up the big play, which is something that A-Town has been victim of so far this season. They get their opponents into long situations and then give up big plays on 3rd and 4th and long. So just kind of a chat with the crew there to make sure that his boys are on the right track. I imagine that's what went on there, as we got a penalty flag, and I think an A-Town player jumped. False start, actually, is the call. So it'll be second down and 30. A 5-yard penalty.
False start called against South Fulton.
That's their second penalty on this drive. That'll set them back to the 37-yard line. They need to get to, we got a whistle. Second down. Second down and 30. As a penalty flag, or excuse me, timeout South Fulton now. So they want to call a timeout. So we'll take it with them as well. Second down upcoming. As we'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. As we're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds now here in quarter number 1. Been a lengthy first quarter here so far, as had a little confusion there with a penalty call a little while back. It's now second down and 30 for the South Fulton Rebels. Not the ideal situation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, as Miller moving a man in motion. Here's the snap. Going to throw. Left side, looking for his man. Oh, what a tackle there in the open field. Nice tackle by Owen Timmons. Gets it to the intended target, number 27, Xander Thiner. Hopefully I said that last name right.
Miller's pass is complete to number 27, Xander Thiner.
And that is only going to be about a 2-yard gain on the play.
It'll be a 2-yard gain.
So it'll be third down and 28. Ball is at the 35-yard line. Need to get to about the 7. Don't have a ton of play calls in the playbook for this one here, especially at this level, but hey, you never know. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller talking to Martin, getting him in motion. Now it's 2 on each side. Fulgelsong in the backfield. Now they move Martin again. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. A little draw play. Running left side. There goes Fulgelsong. Big hole left side. Fulgelsong. He'll be taken down. And that's going to be a horse collar tackle. It'll be an automatic first down. The tackle made at about the 14-yard line. It's a 21-yard gain for Fulgelsong. Tack on half the distance to the goal, and it'll be first and goal for the South Fulton Rebels. Personal foul, the horse collar tackle on A-Town is the call, so they'll move that half the distance to the goal, and it'll be first down and goal. Ball will be at the 8-yard line. 2:12 to go here in the first quarter. That is not ideal. Neither one of those plays were the big run and then the horse collar. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller, here's the snap. They hand it off to Fulgelsong. He runs his way right side. A good tackle in the backfield there. Getting back there is number 50 for A-Town. That's Cole Scheckler. So that will be second down. They push it back, maybe a yard. They're saying it's fourth down? Oh, so they didn't get the automatic first down. I thought horse collar would have been an automatic first down, so it would be 4th down and about 3. My apologies there. 2 to the right, so it's 4th down and 2. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running his way left side. Big hole. There goes Martin. It doesn't matter which down it is. It's a touchdown either way. Colby Martin into the end zone for the Rebels.
Colby Martin on the 8-yard carry, and that'll be a South Fulton touchdown.
South Fulton into the end zone again. 13-6. They have the lead after all that confusion on that drive. They had 4th down on the far side. I was a little confused there for a minute, but that being said, 13-6 as the extra point is on its way. And it is good, 2 for 2 in the extra point department for the South Fulton Rebels. They lead it 14-6. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as another touchdown for South Fulton just a few moments ago. An 8-yard touchdown run by Colby Martin, his first touchdown. Him and Fogelsong both now with a touchdown. That two-headed monster we talked about in the backfield during the pregame. 1:25 to go here in the opening quarter, and A-Town going to need a response here because it looks like this South Fulton offense is rolling here early. Now, the kicking game has not been ideal here for South Fulton in the early going. We'll see if they can keep this one in bounds. That one a low line drive kick, and what do you know? Out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. It wouldn't matter either way, be at the 35 or out at the 35. So the ball will be at the 35. 1:14, actually. As we are moving here in the first quarter.
Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for A-Town.
1st and 10, ball will be at the 40-yard line.
Sorry, it'll be placed at the 40-yard.
So A-Town will come out, their offense, as Trey Keenan will go out to the left side. And now the officials as we get Riley Fogelsong's uncle in the chat here tonight, Jack Turner from Italy. Are you kidding me? Great game so far by your nephew. Yes, Fogelsong has been very good here so far. Wow, I just saw that comment there. My apologies, Jack. That's been there for a minute. I looked down and saw it originally, and then I forgot to go back and read it there. So Jack watching us from Italy here tonight. Shout out to both fan bases watching tonight, as that one is going to be a no gain on the play. That's Riker Darst for A-Town.
Riker Darst is met at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go here. The A-Town offense trying to get the running game involved here, which is something that they haven't really done all that much in the home games that we've seen so far this season. It worked on the opening possession, though. Karsten Stenger with a touchdown from 25 yards out. So Coach Quinn trying to work that running game here a little bit more. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, as Jameel Johnson in the shotgun, awaiting the next snap. As he takes it, hands it off, running his way up the middle. There's Karsten Stenger. Maybe a 2-yard gain for Stenger. And it'll be 3rd down and about 8. As we're under 30 seconds to go here in this opening quarter, with the South Fulton Rebels leading 14-6 on homecoming night here at A-Town High School. See if A-Town runs another play here, as 2 wide receivers on the right, 2 to the left. Jameel Johnson, 10 seconds on the clock. Johnson is going to run a play here. Pressure comes. Johnson going to roll out, looking for a man. He's going to throw that one over the middle. Oh, that one's caught. Riker Darst spinning away. 30-yard line. There goes Darst. One man to beat. Cuts his way. Touchdown. Touchdown, Tornadoes. Oh, what a play from Jameel Johnson and Riker Darst both. 58 yards. That might be one of the best plays I've seen all season long. What a play. Jameel Johnson getting away from the pressure. And somehow, some way, Riker Darst coming down with it and running his way, juking his way into the end zone. How about that to end the first quarter? We still got the extra point try as A-Town looking to probably go for two here to try to tie this one up as Jameel Johnson. One wide receiver to the left, two to the right. Two backs in the backfield, Darst and Stenger. They hand it off to Darst, who runs his way up the middle. He powers his way through, and we are tied. How about that for a response? How about that for a first quarter here on homecoming night? 14-all. We go to the second. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 14-14. Both teams putting together some offense in that first quarter. What a play just before we went to break. In case you missed it, the good thing about YouTube is you can go back and watch it. Jameel Johnson scrambling away from trouble somehow, some way, threw across his body, found Riker Darst, and Darst was covered very well. Somehow came down with it, shook his way all the way 58 yards to the end zone. And we have a tie ball game as we get ready to start the second. Aiden Stromson will boot this one away. That's a good boot right there. That's going to go over the head of the intended target. This is going to be a good kick as long as the coverage team can do well. That's going to be a great tackle by Trey Keenan. What a kick by Aiden Stromson. As South Fulton will now be set up at the 14-yard line.
Ball will be placed on the 14-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for South Fulton.
And that's how we'll start the second quarter. As I change the scoreboard here. Excuse me. So we get ready to go here. Two to the right, one to the left. Jonah Miller about ready to take the snap again. He fakes the handoff to one, hands it off to the other back. Up the middle is Miller. And they mark that at the 15-yard line, so give him to the 16-yard line. That is Colby Martin with the carry, a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 upcoming as we're just underway here, quarter number 2. Good to have you with us. Again, feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from here this evening, who you're pulling for. Your reactions, some of the plays that we've seen, they've been really good so far. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, Jonah Miller. Second down and 9, here's the snap, hands it off, gets it to Martin again, left side, runs his way, cuts his way back as he's going to be on his feet. He's near the line to gain, past the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. I think they're going to give him enough. It's going to be a first down. A good gain of 9 on the play. That's what he needed, 9 yards for Colby Martin. And it'll be first and 10 for the Rebels. First minute gone here in quarter number 2. A-Town Tornadoes defense has kind of been, I mean, in these high-scoring games, they'd like to see a stop here. They haven't gotten one yet. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Look, fakes the handoff, throwing that one over the middle of the field. Got him in, wide open, and he is past the 45-yard line, spins his way down to the 30. That's Weston Chenoweth with the catch. Weston Chenoweth wide open on that play. We'll see where they mark him. It was 19 to the 50 and then another 20 yards. So 39-yard gain on the play by Chenoweth. Jonah Miller, what a pass. His third completion of the night. One wide receiver now on, two wide receivers to the right. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Oh, the running backs ran into each other. There's Colby Martin still, despite running into his own man, runs his way up the middle for a gain of 6. The offensive line here so far for the Rebels has been superb, opening up the running lanes against this A-Town defense. As we approach 10 minutes to go here in the first half. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Miller takes it, hands it off to Fogelsong. He's met in the backfield. Boy, a number of Tornadoes get back there. Nice stop there by the Tornadoes. That'll be a 1-yard loss by Fogelsong. Riley Fogelsong back to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. 9.5 to go here in the opening half. Take a chill pill. Well, I mean, if the game wasn't so exciting here so far. Whoever made that comment. 2 to the right, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller. He's got the snap. He's going to run his way left side. Oh, what an option play. He's still on his feet. He's got his way to the first down. That was a nice option play. That's the first carry of the ball game. We'll see where they mark him. And that is going to be at the 16, 17-yard line. An 8-yard gain by Jonah Miller. 17-yard line inside the red zone again. Here come the Rebels. Back and forth we go. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. Miller hands it off to Martin. Martin cuts his way back up the middle, I should say, as he's going to be near the 10-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain for Martin. Colby Martin, he has been a workhorse here. Nothing fancy. 6 yards here, 7 yards there. It's his counterpart, Fogelsong, who's got the big play of this ball game. Here's the snap. They get it to Martin again, running his way left side. He's going to be near the line to gain. See where the officials mark it. He might be about a half a yard shy. It's a 2-yard gain for Martin, so 3rd down and about 1 as we approach 8 minutes to go here in the half. 3rd and 1, ball at the 9-yard line for South Fulton. They're knocking on the door again. We're tied at 14. Our scoreboard disappeared for some reason. There we go. Here's the snap. As that one ran up the middle. It's going to be a 1st down. I think Jonah Miller was the one to carry it. He only needed a yard. He got a yard. First down and goal. Ball is at the 7-yard line. A-Town looking to dig deep here as we approach 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, we will have the halftime festivities here as 1 wide receiver on each side. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Martin again, running his way left side. It's going to be near the line. The official comes in. It's a touchdown for the Rebels. Touchdown, South Fulton. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and the Rebels take a 20-14 lead. Extra point. Back out there, number 32. That is Hayden Mapes. As the kick on its way, it's up. Oh, I don't know. That one's up and good. So Mapes gets the extra point. South Fulton taking a 21-14 lead. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are in the second quarter here of this high-flying first half. South Fulton getting in the end zone there just a few moments ago as Colby Martin with his second touchdown of 8 yards here in this ball game. And we'll see if South Fulton can boot this one off. Mapes, who's 3 for 3 in the kicking game, boots that one out of bounds again. I feel like that's got to be the strategy. That is the 4th time he's kicked it out of bounds here in this ball game. Be curious to know. That one goes out of bounds at about the 40. So Mapes, another kick goes out of bounds. And we'll see what the A-Town offense can do as they trail in this one, 21-14. 7:19 to go here as that ball now marked at the 35-yard line. One wide receiver will split out left side, 2 on the right of Jameel Johnson, 2 backs in the backfield. As awaiting the snap here. Hands it off. There's a handoff to Stenger. He runs his way up the middle. That's actually Riker Darst, beg pardon. Nope, it was Carson Stenger. I was right the first time. Always go with your gut here, kids. It's gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. So, yeah, again, we will have the halftime festivities for folks wanting to tune into that from the A-Town side. Maybe you're on the South Fulton side. You wouldn't mind seeing that, but we will have that for you here. 6:45 to go. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Only thing we won't have the dance on high because they don't want to get demonetized there. Here's Trey Keenan, 1 man to beat. Trey Keenan past the 40, cuts the tackle. Oh, he had open space, but he's tripped up at the 30-yard line. That is a gain of 23 to Trey Keenan. 2nd time we've seen him here today. This kid's athleticism, Trey Keenan, a very special player, filling the shoes of Jacob Hall, who graduated last year. I saw him in attendance here just a little while ago. I can't see him anymore, but I did see him walk by a little while ago. Representing his alma mater, Jacob Hall. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's Jameel Johnson. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Hands it off, Riker Darst. Cuts his way outside. He's got room. 20-yard line. There goes Darst. 15, 10, 1 man to beat. Riker Darst in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Touchdown, Tornadoes. 30 yards for Darst. Great blocking down the field, and the Tornadoes respond. A 30-yard run for a touchdown. And the Tornadoes are an extra point away from tying this one up. Hold on to your hats, folks. What a wild one this is. Jacob Lezak will come out and boot the extra point. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It is up, and it is good. So 1 for 2 in the extra point department is Lezak, and we are tied at 21. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we're at 5:49 to go here in the opening half. What a ball game we've had so far. A defense kind of optional kind of game, but high-powered offenses here on both sides. 21 all here in the first half. Coming out to boot this one away again, Aiden Stromson. He had a good kick last time, pinning South Fulton deep in their own territory. There's a boot. That one goes to the left side. This one going to stay inbounds, 20, 25-yard line. There's a tackle near the 27 for number 27 for the Rebels. That is Xander Thiner. And that'll set up the Rebels here at the 28-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. 5:44 to go here in the first half. Second quarter of action here from A-Town High School on homecoming night. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jonah Miller back in the shotgun, hands it off to Martin, runs his way up the middle. Good play there defensively. 1-yard gain for Martin, his 10th carry of the ball game. Again, he hasn't done anything super special here tonight. He does have 2 touchdown runs. That, I guess you could say, is super special, but 9 yards here. Nothing over 10 yards for Colby Martin for South Fulton. But the big problem has been Riley Fogelsong. Riley Fogelsong, a 67-yard run, a 14-yard run, and a 21-yard run. He's got the speed. Martin just grinds his way up the middle. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Fogelsong. He's going to run his way through a hole, 30, maybe the 31-yard line. See where they mark him. Maybe they give him the 32. That's a generous spot. It's a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. Fogelsong now with his 3rd carry of the ball game. 4:45 to go here in the first half. A-Town looking for a stop here defensively. Haven't seen one yet from the A-Town defense. We've seen one from South Fulton's defense. Other than that, the defenses have been porous, shall we say. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller fakes the handoff, going to look to throw! He is taken down! What a play there defensively by number 9. That is Weston Schultz. Comes in on a blitz untouched, and he clotheslined Jonah Miller on that one. He didn't see it coming. That is a massive loss. Again, a loss of about 8 on the play. And that's going to set up a punting situation. So the A-Town Tornadoes do get a stop defensively, and they'll have a chance now to come down and try to get the lead going into half. That snap nearly goes over the head of the punter as that one's booted. And it takes a good South Fulton hop. And A-Town thought about touching it, but that one's going to be down at about the 48-yard line, and that's where A-Town will take over with 3:34 to go here in the first half. So 1st down and 10 to go. Jameel Johnson will lead his offense back out there. A touchdown by Riker Darst on the last possession. 2 rushing touchdowns here in the game. Riker Darst also a 58-yard touchdown catch. A 1 touchdown pass there for Jameel Johnson. So, 2 wide receivers will split out right side, and 1 will split out left side. Johnson with 2 backs in the backfield, awaiting the snap. As Johnson takes, and he's going to launch it left side. That one a little short, looking for his intended target, Trey Keenan. 3.5 minutes to go, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Homecoming royalty, please meet Mrs. Anderson at the end of the bleachers near the concession stand. Again, homecoming royalty, please meet Mrs. Anderson at the
2nd down and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. And they're announcing the homecoming royalty meet, as we again will have the homecoming festivities at the half, minus the music of the cheerleaders, who I believe are doing a number there at half. We'll do our stats during that, but we'll at least show it, because you don't want to get demonetized there with the music there. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2nd and 10. Jameel Johnson in the shotgun. Don't have to throw it on every down here, I don't think, and they're not gonna. Here is Riker Darst, cuts his way up the middle, shaking through tacklers, past the 40, there goes Darst again, past the 30, shakes his way to the 25. Down at the 23, it's Riker Darst. 29-yard gain for Riker Darst. He's having himself a great running game, but I think a penalty flag might have came in late. Might be right at the end of the play, so if it's spot foul, it very well might be. Still a first down. We'll see. Now they're going to mark it back at about the 40-yard line. Well, they're going to give it to the 30. What do we got here? So that goes up to about the 42-yard line. So it'll be second down and 2. Second down and 1, excuse me. So mark away that 29-yard gain. But second and short because of the spot foul. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 3:09 to go here in the quarter. Johnson takes it, hands it off, gets it to Stenger, runs his way past the 40-yard line. He has what he needs. That'll be a first down for the A-Town Tornadoes. Gain of 3 on the play.
6-yard gain and an A-Town first down.
Gain of 3 there for Kirsten Stenger. Second down, it'll be first down and 10. Under 3 minutes to go. Good to have you with us here tonight. A beautiful night here. Now that the sun has gone down, it was a hot one during the day, but turned into a beautiful night now that the sun is set. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson awaiting the snap, takes it, and he hands it off to Darst. Darst going to run his way, right side, shakes through a tackle, and he's going to get past the 35-yard line to about the 34. 5-yard gain for Riker Darst, and that'll be his 5th carry of the ball game, as he's over 40 yards rushing here tonight. Also, he has 58 yards receiving, so somebody do the math there. He's close to 100 yards of all-purpose yards. 98 yards, as a matter of fact. 2:05 to go here. Second down and 6. A-Town looking to make this the last possession of this first half with the high-powered offense of South Fulton on the other side. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Darst again shakes his way through. He's going to be near the 30-yard line. That'll be about a 4-yard gain, and a timeout is called on the field. We got a timeout called by A-Town. We'll take a timeout with them. We are back after this on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are tied at 21. And the A-Town Tornadoes looking for a score here before we go to half. A timeout called. It'll be a 3rd down and about 2. A very important set of downs here. 2-down territory as the ball is set at the 31-yard line. After the timeout here, they've got 2 wide receivers on each side. Jameel Johnson is by himself. He's got some wheels. Maybe we'll see him take off. You never know. Here's the snap. They're going to fake the handoff. He's going to run his way up the middle. He's going to have the first down as he's going to be tackled at about the 26-yard line. Gain of 6 for Jameel Johnson. First carry of the ball game for Jameel. And now A-Town will move semi-quickly here with 1:40 to go here in the opening half. Johnson not really in any hurry here because, like I said, you don't want to give South Fulton any of that time to try to get their offense out there. One back, in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side of Jameel Johnson. He's going to step back to pass, looking to throw. Johnson launches it left side, looking for a man. That one's incomplete. Looking for Evan Hook on that one, just a touch over his head. We've got a holding penalty, though, on the A-Town side. Second penalty on the Tornadoes here tonight. I remember again the game against West Hancock. It was insane. 9 penalties in that game. 10 if you count a play where you had 2 penalties. I combined them into 1. I put it into 9 slots, but there were 10 penalties on the A-Town side against West Hancock 3 weeks ago, and I know Coach Quinn was not happy about that. This one is going to push A-Town back. A 10-yard penalty. It'll be first down and 20. Clock ticks. 1:08 to go. And they're going to stop the clock, actually. A little confusion with the clock. Once again, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And we will get ready to go here. First and 20. Ball is at the 36-yard line. 3 wide receivers, actually 2 wide receivers on the right, I should say. 3 on the left. Awaiting the snap, Jameel Johnson takes it, looks to throw, going to throw it left side. A little screen pass, Trey Keenan, and they were not fooled on that one. They were not fooled whatsoever. A 1-yard loss, and a timeout is called by A-Town. Timeout called with exactly 1 minute to go. And I'll mark that one. A-Town's last timeout here in this first half, so they're going to be looking to get push all their marbles in on this one here. Second down and 20 as the ball is going to be marked at about the 37-yard line. So we're going to keep it here as the A-Town Tornadoes are here on homecoming night. They got an opening drive touchdown, 25-yard run by Carson Stenger. And then South Fulton responded with 2 touchdowns, one by each of their backs, one by Riley Fogelsong, 67-yard run for Fogelsong, and then an 8-yard run by Colby Martin. Martin would add another touchdown later on. Tornadoes did add one on as well, a 58-yard play to Riker Darst. One of the best plays I've seen, and then a 30-yard run by Riker Darst as well. Big plays galore here in this one as they move a man in motion. Here's the snap. Jameel Johnson on 2nd and long. Throws that one over the middle of the field, and that one's incomplete. Looking for his intended target, Riker Darst. It'll be 3rd down and very long here as the ball will be placed at the 37-yard line. They need to get to about the 15, so be 3rd down and about 22. 55.7 seconds to go. And if you're A-Town in this situation, do you ponder, if you don't get this, do you ponder punting and pinning the Rebels deep in their own territory? Just a thought. We'll see how it goes here with the last 55.7 seconds here. You get a little pooch punt, you can pin the Rebels deep, and they might just take a knee and go to half tied up. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Here's the snap. Jameel Johnson looking to throw. He's going to be looking for it all on this one. Over the middle of the field, he's got Keenan, and he missed him. Keenan was wide open. He had a step on his defender, and Trey Keenan can't come up with it. 4th down and long, and the punting unit will indeed come out for Coach Quinn. 49.8 seconds to go. Man, oh man. That was a good play as Trey Keenan was running a post route on that one. And he had his defender beat by a step and a half. Jameel Johnson just couldn't put it on the numbers. So here's the snap. Boot is on the way. That one is going to be a perfect punt right there. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. And that's where the Rebels will take over here with 44.5 seconds to go. Tied at 21 here. We'll see how aggressive or conservative the Rebels are here in this. They've still got 2 timeouts left, so they certainly could take a stab at it, but you risk a turnover and possibly giving A-Town some really good field position. This ball got inside the 10-yard line. It's to the 7. So an excellent punt by A-Town. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jonah Miller Two on each side, as a matter of fact. They move a man in motion. Here's the snap. They fake it, hand it off. There goes Fogelsong. Fogelsong's got it. He's up past the 10-yard line. Riley Fogelsong, a 3-yard gain. And it looks like South Fulton will be content to take it to half, tied at 21. Again, you don't want to risk the turnover this deep in your own territory, so probably a good call by South Fulton head coach Josh Miller. 18 seconds. Again, we'll have the post-game or the halftime celebrations and the announcements of the homecoming court. So stick around for that. 10 seconds to go. It doesn't look like South Fulton's in any hurry to run a play here in this first half. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is going to end the first half of action.
And that ends the first half of play with your score,
21 all as we have played 2 quarters of football. What a homecoming week here at A-Town High School. Is it right there? As the teams will leave the field, and we'll have, I put a mic in front of the PA announcer here. Our friend Hale up here in the press box will give us the announcements here for homecoming court once that gets underway.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the homecoming royalty this year, first we'd like to give the results.
For some reason, I don't have it working here, so give me just a second here. Here we go.
In fourth place is the sophomores with 61 points. In third place is the freshmen with 85 points. In second place is the seniors with 125 points. And congratulations to our first place winners, the juniors with 140 points. The AHS Student Council would like to thank the students and community for a successful homecoming week this year. And we can't wait to do it again next year.
So the homecoming court will be announced here in just a moment. Homecoming court now, and I'll turn my mic off and turn it back over to Hale.
First, the freshman attendance. We have Nevaeh Clewell and Cooper Stevens. Our sophomore attendants are Josie Featherland and Colin Jennings. Our junior attendants are Jocelyn Camp and Carson Steele. Our senior attendants, Abigail Pig and Carter Stroop. And our homecoming queen, Anna Servin. And our homecoming king, Ben Jansen. One more round of applause for this year's homecoming court.
So there you have it, the homecoming court there for the A-Town side, the AHS High School here. A-Town High School, Abingdon, Avon is good stuff. Always fun to see the homecoming festivities here throughout the year. Saw a homecoming proposal yesterday on our the end of our JV stream last night. That was a pretty cool moment there last night. As we are at the half. 21 all is our score. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the halftime numbers and we'll get you ready for the second half here. Actually, no, we've got the cheerleaders about ready to go on here. Unfortunately, I cannot play the music that they will be dancing to, but we can at least watch them. I will chatter over the halftime performance here, though, because do not want to, get demonetized there and shut down by the folks at YouTube. But I can go over the stats once I get the final numbers lined up here. It is a very exciting first half of action here. As you see, 21 all ended up being our first half score. And let's get to it here. Get to it here in just a moment. Finishing up my last few numbers, so just sit back and enjoy the cheerleaders here. All right, so there we go. We can do a little bit of music, just not much, because, again, demonetized. So anyway, let's get to the A-Town stats here real quickly. Is the A-Town offense hasn't really moved the ball all that much. They've been kind of granted some good field position with some not very good kicks on the South Fulton side. So good field position. That's why Carson Stenger has 6 carries for 45 yards, including a 25-yard touchdown here in this first half. 6 carries for 45 yards as well for Riker Darcy, has a 30-yard touchdown in this ball game. Trey Keenan, 3 catches on the day for 52 yards. So 3 catches, 52 yards for Trey Keenan, and then it was a 58-yard touchdown catch for Riker Darst. One of the best plays that I've seen. Seriously, go back and find it in this first half, as it was a very, very special play. And like I said, one of the best plays I've seen throughout all the high school football that I've called so far for TSSR. So a 58-yard touchdown for Riker Darst. That means the passing numbers here real quickly for A-Town starting quarterback Jameel Johnson, that is currently at 110 yards passing. I should mention the receiving numbers for South Fulton. I failed to get those in the first half. The receiving numbers, only 3 completions for Jonah Miller, a 39-yard big play to number 4. That was Weston Chenoweth. 7-yard catch for number 20, Riley Fogelsong, and a 2-yard catch for number 27, and that is Xander Thiner. So with that, we will now step aside. As promised, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at maybe some other football going on our TSSR family of networks and get you ready for the second half as our score at the half. 21 all. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here as we are at the half of our homecoming game here at A-Town High School. The A-Town Tornadoes and the South Fulton Rebels currently tied at 21. I was just looking at some scores from our TSSR family and seeing what's going on around the world there. Let's pull up that score that I had there just a moment ago. 15-6, Farmington currently leads Macomb. That is a big one in Macomb there. Or is that at Farmington? I think that's at Macomb. So that is going on tonight, so you can check that one out also on TSSR. Pull that up on maybe another tab if you get the chance. West Central currently is taking on Galva, high-powered Galva squad. As West Central, I was there last week. It's a pretty good team there, and we'll see. Galva looked like they were about ready to score. They did score, so I think the halftime score is approximately 20-6. But we'll take a look here and make sure that that is indeed the case. But West Central taking on Galva, an 8-man football there. 20-6 does look to be the halftime score, so. Yep, 20-6. The West Central Heat leading the Wildcats of Galva. West Prairie Southeastern taking on FCW. All of these games pretty much at the half as well, as FCW currently leads West Prairie Southeastern 36-12. I did the West Prairie game last week. They were in West Central. West Prairie, I mean, their offense can move up and down the field, but they kind of stall out when they get down deep in their own territory. One other game going on tomorrow on the TSSR family. That is Bushnell-Prairie City. They will take on Ridgewood tomorrow in 8-man football. So that is the games going on throughout the area that we are covering here on TSSR. We are at the half of our ball game, and it is 21-all. Take a look at some of the college football going on tonight. Actually, not much going on, really. USF, South Florida, currently leads Charlotte 33-7 at the half. Brown leads Rhode Island. Brown leading 21-14 there. And Columbia leading Princeton. Some Ivy League football going on tonight in the world. Columbia leads Princeton 10-7. College football going on tomorrow. You've got Illinois taking on Purdue at 11 a.m. Iowa State takes on Cincinnati at 11. Iowa, who do they play tomorrow? Ohio State plays Michigan tomorrow. It's not a great college football card tomorrow, I'll be totally honest with you. But we'll take a look here and see some other Big Ten scores here if I get the chance. Big Ten football tomorrow. Michigan takes on Wisconsin. Penn State travels to UCLA. Iowa doesn't play tomorrow, so that's probably why my one friend is getting married tomorrow. By the way, shout out to my friend Michael and his lovely wife-to-be, Brianna. They are going to be getting married tomorrow, and we'll be celebrating in the Burlington area, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Tell you, wedding time, man, oh man. What they don't tell you about when you get older, and I just turned 31 not that long ago. What they don't tell you when you get older is that once you hit 30, all your friends are going to get married all at the same time. And whether you're getting married or not, that's totally up to you. But, all your friends are going to get married. I've got another wedding coming up in December as well. So there is a lot happening in the wedding department in my area. So some other big games going on tomorrow. Let's take a look at the whole college football slate. There's another game I missed. Western Kentucky leads Delaware 20-17. That one is currently going on as we speak. The only game last night, New Mexico State and Sam Houston State. Final score of that one, 37-10. New Mexico State picking up the win there. I don't think there's any ranked matchups tomorrow either. That's kind of a bummer. We came off the big college football card that we had last week. There is a ranked team playing tonight. BYU takes on West Virginia. That'll be a fun one. 9:30, that one kicks off at BYU there in Utah. But, there is Alabama taking on Vanderbilt. Alabama number 10, Vanderbilt number 16. Where's game day at tomorrow? Does anybody know? Anybody in the comments, you want to help me out? They're probably at Florida State, to be honest with you. As number 3, Miami takes on number 18, Florida State. That should be a fun one. So a couple ranked matchups. Boise State takes on Notre Dame. It's not ranked matchups, but number 21, Notre Dame will host the Broncos of Boise State. Texas travels to the Swamp, take on Florida. Number 9, Texas. I don't know how they're number 9, to be honest with you. College football is a weird sport sometimes. Anyway, that is some of the college football that's happening between today and tomorrow. So with that, we might take another break here. And when we come back, we'll have the second half of action tied at 21. By the way, WNBA Finals, game 1 getting underway. The Phoenix Mercury currently lead the Las Vegas Aces 57-54. So with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're about ready to have the team step back onto the field here and do their warm-ups. And we'll be ready for some football here in just a moment, so stick around. As you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, it's presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Tell me you're a dad watching high school football without telling me. You've got 4 dads all there in a row with the same stance, and if our camera girl Alyssa can pan whatever direction where you can find more of those dads. Alyssa, you want to pan it a little bit and see if we can find some more? I know we got more on that fence line. As, boy, oh boy, it's kind of funny just to look up, and I saw like 4 or 5 dads all, or actually like 9 or 10 dads all doing the same thing. Watching some football. But anyway, shout out to those folks here who made it to A-Town High School. You can pan it out, hon. You can pan it out. So, we're about ready to get back underway. You didn't listen to me anyway. I said pan back and forth. Anyway, got to give my camera girl some, give her some loving, and by loving I mean picking on. That's how I show my love. What can I say? We're about ready to get underway here in the second half. 21-all is the score. I believe the A-Town Tornadoes will get the ball back. Or no, it'll be South Fulton getting the ball as we get ready for half number 2. But I just found that funny. There was about 5 or 6 more that we missed on that camera shot, but it was funny. We all looked up, and there was everybody all in a line in the same stance, just sitting there enjoying a beautiful night of high school football here. South Fulton, their crowd, a lot to cheer about. A-Town, a lot to cheer about here on homecoming night. 21-all is the score. And we're about ready to get the second half of action underway once again. South Fulton, their numbers, I didn't get to them, I don't think. Riley Fogelsong, by the way, 126 yards in the first half. I got to the A-Town numbers. I didn't get to the South Fulton numbers. So Riley Fogelsong, 11 carries, 126 yards for him. 10 carries for 45 yards for Colby Miller. And then 3 carries for 1 yard total for their starting quarterback, Jonah Miller. 1 catch for 39 yards for number 4, Weston Chenoweth. 1 catch for 7 yards for Fogelsong, and 1 catch for 2 yards for number 27. That is Xander Thiner. So, let's play some football here in the second half. A-Town looking to get their second win of the season, keep their playoff hopes alive. They come in 1-4.
Aiden Stromson lining up for the kickoff.
There are some winnable games here. We'll be back at this next week here at A-Town High School as the A-Town Tornadoes will take on Havana. We'll have that broadcast at 7 o'clock. Then the Tornadoes will travel to Rushville Industry and wrap up the regular season on the 24th against Roval Williams Field. Then it'll be playoff football by the end of the month. That is just crazy to think. Feels like we just got underway here, but we are halfway home. Halfway home in this one. Tied at 21. Aiden Stromson will boot this one off, and 2 more quarters to decide the winner in this one. Here's Stromson going to it. Boots it deep. Past the 20-yard line, return to the 15. Back to the 20, 25. Past the 30-yard line. And that'll be a return to about the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. So that's where the Rebels will take over. Their offense has been flying up and down the field. A-Town did get a stop at the end of the half, which got them the chance to tie the ball game. Xander Thiner with the return. Ball's at the 32-yard line. Boy, that wasn't a very generous spot. I thought it was going to be more so near the 35, but they weren't so generous on that spot. They've been generous on a lot of other spots, but not that one. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Miller will take the snap. He'll look to throw first play of the second half. Pressure comes, still coming, and the pressure eventually going to get to him as that ball is on the ground. That's got to be intentional grounding, doesn't it? Yes, sir. The penalty flag comes in. That ball got nowhere near the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding. And how about that defense for A-Town coming out of the half? Getting to Jonah Miller, the freshman quarterback. Interesting play call for Coach Miller, Josh Miller, the head coach of the South Fulton Rebels. As intentional grounding is indeed the call. So they're going to put it where it was spotted. Or it's going to be a penalty from, there should be a penalty from the spot. Intentional grounding, they'll lose the down as well. It'll be second down. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot. So from the 30-yard line, they'll back to loss of down. So it'll be second down. Ball will be at the 20-yard line. All right, after all that, it'll be second down and 22.
Ball will be placed on the 20-yard line. It'll be second and long.
Second down and 22. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We got a whistle. And I don't know, the official on the far side of the field is pointing at something, but I don't know what. 11:46 to go here. We're back underway, though. Jonah Miller with his 2 backs in the backfield. Colby Miller and Riley Fogelsong. They give it to Miller. He goes his way to the outside. Got a big hole, and there goes Miller. Penalty flag will come in. And A-Town is indicating that it might be holding. Second down and 22. Colby Miller with a gain of about 11. He got about half of it back. But we'll see what the penalty flag is. A hold indeed, and it'll be pushing the Rebels back even further. This one might be down the field, though, so it might not push them back as far as we think. It'll still be second down. So it'll be from the spot. It might be about the same, though. Yeah, they actually gained a couple of yards, so it'll be second down and about 18.
Holding call on the play.
How about that? How many times do you see a holding penalty actually benefit you? It goes from second and 22 to second down and about 17. Don't happen all that often. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Jonah Miller. There's the snap, running his way outside. There's Fogelsong. Another penalty flag comes in. My goodness, the penalty flags have been fast and furious. Coach Nick, did I say the wrong name? I might have said the wrong name. Colby Miller. Oh, Colby Martin, excuse me. I saying Miller. Miller's the quarterback. There was another Miller on the stat sheet, so I saw Miller. Penalty flag comes in. The one official was trying to spin the clock, but what are we spinning the clock when there's a penalty flag? This officiating crew has been something else, I will say that. Won't get into too much of it because I got in trouble one time when I did that. I didn't really get in trouble. I just got yelled at. Somebody didn't like sideline warning on South Fulton. It'll remain second down, or it'll be third down.
Sideline warning called against South Fulton.
So it'll be third down. They'll mark the ball at about the 26-yard line. 26-yard line, they need to get to the 42, so it'll be third down and 16, a 2-yard gain for Fogelsong. Appreciate the correction there, Coach Nick, by the way. Colby Martin, not Colby Miller. To the right, one to the left, third down and long. It's Jonah Miller, though. He'll hand it off. Colby Martin runs his way up the middle. And that is going to be another good stop there by the A-Town defense. So the intentional grounding kind of pushed South Fulton back behind the sticks. And they couldn't really get their offense going here. That's a good stop there. 3-yard gain for Martin. And now it'll be a fourth down and long in a punting situation. And the A-Town offense will get the chance to come back out. Try it again. I still don't get that play call on first down. Throwing a pass. Ended up being that's a good punt right there. It gets past Riker Darst. Darst is going to pick it up. He's going to shake a tackle, 30-yard line. Darst still on his feet past the 40. Oh, he slips down at the 45. Still had some room in front of him, but he slips on the grass here at A-Town High School. And with 10:14 to go, the A-Town Tornadoes will take over. They have had the lead very briefly here tonight. Hasn't been all that much, though. Ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. Jameel Johnson will come out. He's got 110 yards passing here tonight. On 4 completions? 4 completions, yes. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. That receiver on the bottom of the screen is Trey Keenan. Awaiting the snap, 2 backs in the backfield. Here's the snap. They hand it off, gets it to Stenger. Runs his way left side. And that is, I believe, Carson Stenger. It is. Gain of 4 on the play. 7th carry of the ball game for Carson Stenger. Second down and 6 upcoming. Just underway here in the second half. Appreciate you being here. Feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for, your reaction to the ball game. Been a good one so far. Defenses have kind of, well, at least the A-Town defense has stepped up on their last 2 possessions, getting a stop right before the end of the half and a stop to begin the third quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson takes it, hands it off, gets it to Darst. Darst has got a big hole right side. There goes Darst past the 40-yard line. Oh, he somehow snuck his way through past the 30. Riker Darst with a long run there. We'll see where they mark him. They mark him at about the 29-yard line, so 23 yards.
That'll be an 8-town first down.
23 yards for Riker Darst. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball is at the 29-yard line. 9:15 to go here in the first half, in the third quarter, I should say. Riker Darst in the backfield has been very impressive here today. 2 to the right, I believe. 1 to the right. Nope, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Jameel Johnson hands it off again. There goes Darst up the middle, runs over a tackler. That's Carson Stenger, beg pardon. That's a 7-yard gain for Stenger. And it'll be second down. Ball will be placed at the 22-yard line. So, yeah, a gain of 7.
A gain of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
8:40 to go. First drive of the second half for the A-Town Tornadoes. Methodically moving down the field here. Their offense has been very good here so far. They've only punted on 1 possession here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson, Stenger, and Darst back there with him. They hand off to Darst again. He goes right side, now cuts his way back left side. And he's going to have his way, I think he's past the sticks. See where the officials mark it. It's on the far side of the field, so they do give him 4 yards on second down and 3. Riker Darst.
On the carry for a gain of 4 yards and another 8-town first down.
8:10 to go in the third quarter. Tied at 21. A-Town. 1st and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson in the shotgun. Awaiting the snap. Johnson. A little fake there. He'll try it again. Takes it. Oh, that ball goes over his head. Jameel Johnson struggling to get it, but it looks like he lands on it, saving the possession there for the A-Town Tornadoes. And that is going to be a large loss for A-Town. That'll be back to the 26-yard line. Loss of 7 on the play.
The snap is fumbled for A-Town.
And that'll set up A-Town. They need to get to about the 7-yard line, so it's actually even longer than that. Ball is at the 26-yard line. They need to get to the 7. It's second down and 19, excuse me. That's a 9-yard loss for Jameel Johnson on that play. Sadly, that counts as rushing yards for your quarterback when that happens. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson looking to throw now on 2nd and long. Pressure comes. Johnson rolling, throwing, deep right side. He's got a man, and that one in and out of the hands of the intended target. Intended target, Tegan Condry. We've seen him targeted a couple of times. A penalty flag out there for A-Town. 6:52 to go here in the third quarter. I have had the second quarter on this scoreboard the whole time. My apologies there, folks. We are in the third quarter. 6:52 to go. And we'll see what the penalty flag is as the officials come together. It's going to be a holding on A-Town, and that's going to push them back even further. Still second down, but you're looking at about a second down and about 30.
Push it back, it'll be second and long.
Second down, ball is at the 36-yard line. They need to get to the 7-yard line, so yeah, or to the 6-yard line, actually. It is second down and 30. 2 on each side. Jameel Johnson. Here's the snap. Johnson going to throw it left side. He's got Keenan, and he is whacked right at the 30-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard gain, maybe 6 for Keenan, his 4th catch of the ball game. So now it'll be third down and long. Third down about 24. Ball is at the 30-yard line. Don't need to get it all on this play here, but if you can get a good chunk out of it, then you can set yourself up with a good 4th down, go-for-it situation. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jameel Johnson, 1 man in the backfield. 6:10 to go here in the third quarter. Johnson looks to throw. Johnson going to throw it left side. Oh, he's got a man. Condry comes down with it in the end zone. Touchdown, A-Town. Tegan Condry, the freshman. And a penalty flag comes in late. Right now we've got a touchdown on the field, but we'll see what the penalty flag is. Touchdown is good after the play. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct on A-Town.
Jameel Johnson to Evan Hook's pass is complete for an A-Town touchdown.
And I misspoke. My apologies there. That was Evan Hook with the touchdown catch.
So was called on A-Town after the touchdown.
So 30-yard touchdown play. Evan Hook. It's the second time this year I've done that. It looks like a 5. What can I do? That fancy font there. The 5 and the 6 are very similar. My apologies. 27, though, for the A-Town Tornadoes. They lead at 27-21. And the extra point is on its way. It's up. It is good. So the A-Town Tornadoes leading it 28-21. What a way to start this second half. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as Evan Hook, again to correct myself after butchering the touchdown call there a little while ago. 30-yard touchdown catch for Evan Hook. A-Town, 2 touchdown passes on the day for Jameel Johnson, one of 58, one of 30 yards. That was on 3rd and 24, too. But an unsportsmanlike conduct pushes the kick back 15 yards.
The penalty was assessed to the kickoff.
And now the A-Town Tornadoes will kick from the 25-yard line, so South Fulton could get themselves some pretty good field position, barring a good kick from Aiden Stromson. That boot high into the air, and it's going to be returned at the 40-yard line. Running his way, that's Thiner. Going to be penalty flag comes in again. Man, oh man, we've had a lot of penalties here in this second half. Ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line. And we'll await the penalty flag. Hey, .5:58 to go here, as a holding is going to be the call on South Fulton on the return. So after all that, so they'll move it back to about the 39-yard line. 5:58 to go here. And two wide receivers on the right, one wide receiver on the left. Here's Jonah Miller again. He'll hand it off. There's Martin. And Martin going to make his way past the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play for Martin. Colby Martin with his first carry on this drive. 1-yard gain makes it second down. Second down and 9 upcoming as the ball placed right at the 40-yard line. Three wide receivers on the left side, one to the right. 5:25 to go. Miller going to run his way right side. A little option play. Miller going to be taken down. A gain of 2 on the play to about the 42-yard line. Fourth carry of the game for Jonah Miller. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now. Another big opportunity here for the A-Town defense. .5:02 to go here, third quarter. This has been a rather long-winded game here so far. A lot of penalties here in the second half. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. 3rd and 7 for the Rebels. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff to 1. They give it to Fogelsong. Another penalty flag comes in. That's a loss on the play, as that is a good play in the backfield. Is that number 9? I believe it is. Number 9 on the play is Weston Schultz. Weston Schultz had a really good play earlier in this ball game. Are they going to decline it for 4th down, or it is a holding penalty on South Fulton? They are stacking up the penalties here in the last couple of possessions. That's a clipping penalty, actually. They declined the penalty, Coach Quinn. So it'll now be 4th down and 7. And likely a punting situation here for the Rebels. Another punt as the Tornadoes defense holds strong again. A 1-yard loss there for Fogelsong. Haven't heard much from Riley Fogelsong since, I mean, he's had a couple of big plays after the 67-yard touchdown, but it's kind of been a combination of Martin and Fogelsong, but nothing super big since that 67-yard touchdown. They're going to go for it. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and a penalty flag is going to come in because Thiner tried to run his route a little too early, and that might make the decision a little bit easier for Coach Miller and crew. Now they bring the punting unit out. False start. Xander Thiner jumped on that one. Fourth down, and the punting unit back out there. Back to receive the punt. I believe that's Riker Darst for the Tornadoes. Coming for it. And that's a wobbly kick. That's not the best kick. And it takes an A-Town bounce. It bounces on the A-Town side of midfield. And A-Town will set up on the plus side of the field. They'll set up at about the 49, maybe the 48-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for A-Town on the plus side. 3:42 to go in the third quarter. Kind of feels like the momentum has kind of changed a little bit, and that can really be, I think, go back to that defensive possession that A-Town had on the at the end of the first half, where they were able to get a stop and then went down and scored and tied this game. They've scored another touchdown since. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson in the shotgun, takes it, hands it off Riker Durst. Runs his way, shakes a tackle, still on his feet. Running his way to the outside, he's past the 40, Riker Durst. The penalty flag comes in though. Boy, they got to get their quota in, I tell you. This officiating crew must not have thrown any penalties last week, because they are throwing everyone they've got here in the second half. That's after they didn't hardly call any in the first half. I think they called a total of 4 in the first half. So, we'll see where they mark this one off at. It's going to be a spot foul from the 45-yard line, so A-Town is going to set up first down and about 17 now after the penalty flag. Another penalty. This one will be on A-Town, however. It'll be their third penalty here in the ball game. Actually, a fourth, because you had the penalty flag on the touchdown, the unsportsmanlike call. So 4 penalties for A-Town here in this ball game. Jameel Johnson, 4 wide receivers split out, 2 on each side, and a penalty flag comes in again, a delay of game. So that'll push him back even further. First down and 22 upcoming. I think you can hear the crowd, at least from where I'm standing here in the press box. You can hear the crowd starting to get a little restless as well. We just want to see some football. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jameel Johnson, here's the snap. They hand it off, fake the handoff. There goes Johnson, left side, 45. He's tripped up near midfield, and he might have got kicked on his way through. So that'll put the ball at about the 48-yard line. It's a 7-yard, actually a 47-yard line, so a 7-yard gain for Jameel Johnson. It'll be second down and about 14.
Jameel Johnson on the keeper, it'll be a 7-yard gain. It'll be
2:40 to go here. Maybe 15. Second down and long, regardless of the fact. 2 to the right, 2 to the left will split out for Jameel Johnson. Carson Stenger in the backfield with him. And they'll move Stenger out to the right. Looking to throw. Johnson going to throw it over the middle of the field. That one incomplete. Looking for Evan Hook, the intended target on that one. Stops the clock with 2:20 to go here. It'll be third down and about 15. A-Town needing to get to about the 37-yard line. A-Town's already gotten a big play on 3rd and long. We'll see if they can make another one here on 3rd and long. 28-21, A-Town with the lead. Jameel Johnson breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers split out on the left side. 3 split out on the right side. 3rd and 15, ball at the 47-yard line. A-Town steps back. Pressure comes, throws it right side. He's got Stenger. Past the original line of scrimmage, still on his feet. He's near the line to gain. He's going to be down about 4 yards shy. They'll mark him at the 41-yard line. That is going to be a 12-yard gain on 3rd and 15.
It'll be 4th and 3.
And it'll be 4th down and 3 in decision time for Coach Quinn. I imagine he'll go for it here. 4th down and 3. 1:50 to go. Jameel Johnson runs his way out there onto the field with the play call, and a big play here for the A-Town offense, wanting to keep this momentum going. They've had the momentum since late in the second quarter. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Kind of the whole playbook's open here on this one, the way the running game's been going. Here's the snap. Johnson's going to look to throw. He's going to dump it off left side. He's got Riker Durst. He's going to break tackles. Durst making more men miss. Shakes his way past the 20-yard line. There's Riker Durst. What a day he's having. He's got a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. And that will set him up. Gain of 23 on the play for Riker Durst.
First down.
Ball is at the 18-yard line. 1:06 to go. Shifty play right there by Riker Durst. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jameel Johnson, as we're under a minute to go here. Ball at the 18-yard line. Here's the snap. Oh, the ball goes over the head again of Jameel Johnson, and he falls on that one, but it's past the 30-yard line. So some issues with the center here tonight. That's going to push the ball all the way back past the 30-yard line. Ball is now going to be at the 31-yard line. That's a loss of 13 on the play. 13-yard loss for Jameel Johnson, so it'll be second down and 23. And now, A-Town got to work behind the sticks again. We'll see if A-Town tries to get another play in here before the end of this quarter. 3 wide receivers on the right, 2 to the left. Jameel Johnson takes the snap, looks to throw. Pressure comes, rolling out. Johnson going to roll out the other way now. Still pressure coming. He's going to get a throw now as a penalty flag comes in. The throw deep down the field. That one's caught! It's caught, Riker Darst. The penalty flag on the field, though. This one likely coming back. There's a penalty down on the far side of the field, so this play may not exist. I think it's going to be pass interference on the defensive side as well. There's a penalty flag all the way down by the goal line where Riker Darst caught that touchdown. But as we've seen a lot of here in the quarter, the officials have thrown their laundry out there on the field. It's going to be a holding, so that I don't know what the penalty flag by the goal line is. Oh, legal blindside hit. So they'll redo the down. Okay. They'll redo the down, but A-Town is going to get penalized with the illegal blindside hit. All right. So that's going to push A-Town past the 46-yard line. Their first down, they need to get down to the 6. So it's going to be second down and about 40. I can't say I've ever said second down and 40. They'll redo the down. So the third quarter will not, it will not end. They're redoing the down. It's second down. And after all that chaos, it's second down and 40. 2 to the right, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jameel Johnson awaiting the snap, takes it, and he's going to fake the handoff, throws it left side. Trey Keenan's got a block, 40-yard line. There goes Keenan. He's got blockers in front of him. Open field. Trey Keenan, touchdown. Touchdown, Tornadoes. After all that chaos, 47 yards for Trey Keenan. My goodness gracious, what a play, Trey Keenan, a perfect screen. That's what you do on the long to-go situations. Second down and 40, doesn't stop the Tornadoes. Touchdown Tornadoes, 34-21 our score. Extra point, that one's lost the handle, excuse me. And the extra point is no good, but a long touchdown. 47 yards, Trey Keenan. His first touchdown of the ball game. And we end the third quarter 34-21. Fourth quarter coming up on homecoming night. It's TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Fourth quarter about to get underway after a chaotic, and I cannot stress that enough, a chaotic end of the third quarter. So we had sort of offsetting penalties where a touchdown got wiped off the board by Riker Darst. Okay, but there was an illegal blindside block on top of that, so after the touchdown was wiped off, we were going to replay the down. We add 15 yards. It was second down and 40. A screen pass to Trey Keenan. He takes it to the house from 47 yards out. And bing, bang, boom, A-Town leads it 34-21 after all the chaos is taken care of. That's that kick. Been watching the South Fulton kicker too much here tonight. That kick is going to go out of bounds, and South Fulton will set up around the 35-yard line. Seen South Fulton's kicker do that a number of times here tonight. 34-21, our score. Well, they'll mark that one off. And it's going to be set up at about the 38-39-yard line. So South Fulton needs to get their offense going. Their offense has kind of been stagnant here in the second half. Two wide receivers on the right side of Jonah Miller. His two running backs, Fogelsong and Martin in the backfield. Here's the snap. They fake the handoff to one. He's going to take it right side. Oh, good pressure there. Defense gets to him as Cole Scheckler meets him in the backfield. That's a big loss for the A-Town Tornado defense. Miller loses 9 on the play. Second down and 19 as the ball set at the 30-yard line. South Fulton's offense has only gone backwards here in the second half. First play of the second half, A-Town defense causing an intentional grounding play. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap as looking to throw is Miller. Pressure comes again. Miller going to keep it himself. Got to get to the corner. He gets to the corner. He's going to get shoved out of bounds past the 40-yard line, past the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a good gain there by Jonah Miller. Back to the original line of scrimmage, which is 9, and we'll see where they mark him. They mark him at the 43-yard line.
Jonah Miller on the keeper.
Or, excuse me, the 43-yard line, so
14
15-yard gain on the play for Jonah Miller. And now it's going to be third down and about 6 after all that. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller takes the snap, hands it off to Fogelsong, breaks through tackles. There goes Fogelsong, past the 41-man to beat. And the A-Town Tornadoes bring him down at about the 30-yard line. Good tackle by Riker Darst, otherwise Fogelsong would be in the end zone. That is a gain. Where do they mark it? They mark it 29-yard gain for Riley Fogelsong. Ball is at the 28 now. 10:50 to go here in the fourth. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Awaiting the snap. Miller takes it, hands it off to Martin. Running his way left side. He'll get maybe to the line of scrimmage, get him maybe a yard. Martin gains about 1. It'll be second down. Second down and 9 for the Rebels as they got to move quickly here and hope to get a defensive stop. Haven't been able to stop the defense no matter how much the A-Town side has tried to stop themselves. We've seen a number of penalties really on both sides here in the half. But on the offensive side on that last A-Town possession, they still managed to get into the end zone somehow, some way. Here's the snap. They handed, fake the handoff, looking to throw. Miller gets it left side. That one incomplete. Nice defensive coverage there. I believe it's Evan Hook in coverage. Maybe Riker Darst. That's Riker Darst, excuse me. So now second down as the fourth quarter is officially underway. Again, my apologies there on the scoreboard there. I was distracted by all of the chaos that ended our third quarter. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller, 2 men with him. He hands it off to Fogelsong, who's got a hole for a moment. And he's going to get his way near the 20-yard line to about the 22. A 5-yard gain for Riley Fogelsong, and fourth down upcoming. Definitely a go-for-it situation here. Down 2 scores, under 10 minutes to go. It's fourth down and 4. The A-Town defense going to be looking for a stop. Fourth down and about 3.5. 9.5 to go. 3 wide receivers left. 1 to the right. That is Martin. Here's the snap. Rolling right side. He's going to look to throw. Pump fake. Throws it right side. That one underthrown, but still somehow coming down with it. Touchdown Rebels. Jackson Miller, a touchdown catch for the Rebels. And this one ain't over yet. Number 13, Jackson Miller with the catch. South Fulton is in the end zone, and they trail it by 7, looking to get to within 6 with this extra point. Hayden Mapes. Mapes has that one, and it is short. It hits the crossbar. That'll keep it a 7-point game. Still one score, but you need the extra point or even the 2-point try if you're South Fulton to get back tied or take the lead on this one. 9:17 to go here, fourth quarter. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as our fourth quarter continues. The Rebels getting back on the scoreboard with a long touchdown to number 13, Jackson Miller. Trying to remember how long that actually was. I might have to go back and look at that one there. Didn't write down the yardage on that one. A little fake onside kick opportunity. Here's semi-onside kick. And Trey Keenan will land on it near the 40-yard line. That's where A-Town will take over.
Kickoff is recovered at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for A-Town.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. I'm going to put about 25 yards. I think it was about 25 yards on that one. Long touchdown, though, nonetheless, on a very bizarre play on 4th down, about 4. And we got a whistle, and a penalty flag will come in here as A-Town continues to move back here. Cole Scheckler jumping offside on that one. Jack, I appreciate the kind words there. The enthusiasm and passion for the game says it gets him fired up. Well, you know what? I feel like that's our job as broadcasters. So many times I hear a lot of broadcasters that just don't sound like they care. They're trying to be too professional. My opinion when it comes to broadcasting, especially sports of any kind, you just got to act like you're having fun. You can't just be here, suit and tie, not having fun. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Riker Darst going to roll his way outside, right side, breaks through one tackle. He'll get to about the 42-yard line, so a gain of about 5 for Riker Darst. Maybe a gain of 4, excuse me.
Riker Darst on the carry.
Gain of 4 will make it 2nd out.
Will be 2nd and 11.
So Riker Darst with the 4-yard gain. He's pushing 70 yards rushing here tonight. The big one was a 30-yard touchdown run. He's also had a 23-yard touchdown or 23-yard gain in the running game. 5 wide receivers split out for Jameel Johnson. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. As Johnson awaits the snap. Here he goes. He's going to take it on the draw, and the Rebels had that one sniffed out perfectly. See where they mark him. The officials on the near side of the field mark him at about the 36-yard line, so that's about a 5-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down and long. A-Town on about 3rd and 16. Needing to get to the plus 47-yard line here, so. Yeah, ball is at the 36, so 3rd down and, yeah, about 17. As we're under 8 minutes to go here. Here's the snap, looks to throw. Johnson going to throw that one over the middle. That one is caught. Sliding in on that one is Evan Hook about the 49-yard line. 13-yard gain for Evan Hook.
Jameel Johnson's pass to Evan Hook is complete.
but that's going to be about 4 yards shy, so we'll see what Coach Quinn and crew decide to do. 7.5 to go here in the quarter. Fourth quarter of action. Nick, some more kind words. Hey, I do a lot of games here on TSSR. You just got to kind of look for me here. I do a lot of the A-Town stuff there, Nick, and do some other games on the side here as well when the boss man needs me. So I do quite a few games here on TSSR, but I appreciate the kind words. Here's the snap on 4th down. They hand it off. Riker Darst running his way up the middle. He's going to be close to the line to gain, and we'll see if Darst gets it. It's going to depend on the spot. I imagine we're going to have a measurement. And they're going to say he's about a half a yard shy. No measurement needed. So a 3-yard gain by Riker Darst. I thought that was closer from where I was sitting. Yeah, about a half a yard short. Good call by the officials. I've been critical of them here in the second half, but they made a good call on that one. Didn't need the spot. They say he was stopped about a half a yard shy. Well, now South Fulton's got a chance to come down and tie this ball game. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. As they hand it off to Fogelsong, he's met in the backfield. Number of tornadoes back there. See who the first one was. I believe that was number 9, Weston Schultz. Fogelsong gets a 1-yard gain. Fogelsong with his 16th carry of the ball game. 6:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the, well, they mark it. They didn't give him any yards here, according to the yard marker now. It's 2nd down and 10. Miller, pump fakes, going to throw that one. Pressure comes as he throws. That one nearly picked off by Riker Darst. Ooh, the A-Town defense nearly got one there. Be 3rd down and 10. And the ball placed right at the 48-yard line. 6:18, the clock is stopped. And South Fulton, as they look to get their 3rd win of the season, A-Town looking to get their 2nd win of the season. Homecoming night here at A-Town High School. 2 wide receivers now, 3 on the right side. They pitch it. Fogelsong looking for the edge. He's past midfield. He's going to be taken down on the plus side of the field. 48-yard line, a 4-yard gain for Fogelsong. It'll be 4th down. So it'll be 4th down and 5. As we saw a kooky play on the last 4th down and short, semi-short anyway. 4th down and about 6 now. Saw a kooky play end up in the end zone last time. One of the weirdest games I've called all year long, I got to say that. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. 4th down for the Rebels. They need this one. Here's the snap. Miller looks to throw. He's going to pump fake. Now he's going to roll out left side. He's going to be looking for the edge. Using his wheels. He's going to get past the 40-yard line, and he's going to have the line to gain. Oh, that's a gutsy call there. Jonah Miller using his feet, but he gets himself a 1st down. Gain of 7 on the play. When you needed 6, he gets 7. Job is done, and now 1st and 10 at the 40. 5.5 to go here in the 4th. 1 wide receiver on each side. Jonah Miller. Got a tight end on that right side as well. It's Weston Chenoweth. They hand it off. Fogelsong looking for the corner. And he is taken down. That's actually Martin, excuse me. And Colby Martin, excuse me. Stop for no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about, oh, penalty flag came in. Beg pardon. So that will stop the clock with 5:24 to go here. Caden, answer to your question. 5:24 to go here in the 4th. Penalty flag. It'll still be 2nd down. They will spin the clock, and it'll actually still be 1st down. So we can mark that play off. Another penalty for South Fulton here in this one. They have just shot themselves in the foot here, but they're still in this ball game. 1 wide receiver on each side. A tight end on the right side for South Fulton. They hand it off. There's Fogelsong. He falls his way forward towards the 45-yard line, but he's going to be at about the 47, a 3-yard gain for Fogelsong. 2nd down and 17 upcoming here as time is winding down here in this 4th quarter. Homecoming night. Hopefully we get to chat with Coach Quinn after the ball game here. I didn't approach him after the ball game, or before the ball game, I should say. Two on the right side, one on the left, or two on the left now. Here's the snap. Miller, that's a low snap. Going to look to throw. Pressure comes. Pressure still coming. Miller gets it away somehow, and it's picked off! Picked off on the play by Trey Keenan. Stepped in front of that one at the 37.
Pass is intercepted by number 3, Trey Keenan.
And the defense comes up with one of the biggest plays of the ball game here tonight. 34-27, A-Town's offense will come back out onto the field. Trey Keenan had that play covered really well. Jonah Miller trying to make, Jonah Miller, excuse me, had to try to get something to work on a long situation, but might have made the wrong mistake on that one. Might be the backbreaker with 4:25 to go here. Two to the right, one to the left, as Jameel Johnson awaiting the snap. Takes it, hands it off, running his way up the middle past the 40-yard line. That's Riker Darst with a gain of 3 on the play. And we got a whistle and a timeout.
Riker Darst on the carry, gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Timeout on the field. South Fulton calls the timeout. They're going to try to stop this A-Town offense here. 2nd and 7 when we come back. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call, as Caden in our comments before we went to break. Abingdon just showed up tonight and got business done. Well, they've still got a little bit more business to take care of here. Tucker in the comments saying what a defensive play by number 3. That was Trey Keenan. Really just sealed the win for A-Town. Well, again, still got some work to do here. 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 40-yard line. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Running his way up the middle. That is going to be near the 45-yard line. And that is Carson Stenger on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 after the 5-yard gain by Stenger. Stenger's been very quiet since the 25-yard touchdown run that he had in the first half. But he was able to pick up that touchdown. And the rushing game, we've seen a lot of the rushing game here, and I'm curious if I get the chance to talk to Coach Quinn. Curious if that was part of the game plan here. Usually they like to throw the ball quite a bit. Bunch set on the right side, one to the left. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running his way right side. Got the 1st down. He's got more. There goes Carson Stenger. He's going to make his way near the 40-yard line. A big play on that one. A gain of 15 on the play. Carson Stenger near 75 yards on the evening. And it'll be 1st down and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line. Clock ticking, 3:22 to go and counting. That might have sealed it here. Rebels, I believe, still have 2 timeouts still here in this half. But the A-Town side going to keep it on the ground and keep it out of harm's way likely. 3:07 to go. In no hurries, Jameel Johnson. He's looking at that umpire there in the back. Until he starts counting down, he won't do much. There's the snap, hands it off to Stenger, right side. He'll get his way 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Stenger, 2nd down and 7. And another timeout is called, the 2nd one of the half. And the Rebels, I mean, they still got a chance to get the ball back here, but they're not going to have a lot of time left. Timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as our 4th quarter about to get underway here. A-Town Tornadoes, their defense stepping up on that last possession, getting an interception. Trey Keenan stepping in front of it. hoping they can seal this one off here. Another first down, and this one all but over. South Fulton down to just one timeout left. 2nd down and 7, ball at the 37. 2:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. And a timeout called by Coach Quinn. He didn't like what he saw. So a timeout on the field here. We'll keep it here since we just went to break. A lot happening here in this one. One of the more bizarre games I've gotten the chance to call here on TSSR. A lot of penalties here in the second half, and we saw a touchdown wiped off the field by the Tornadoes, only to be answered by another touchdown after the penalty. And just a lot of offense, high-powered offenses here doing battle. The A-Town Tornadoes, who have come in losers of 3 of their last 4, did get their first win of the season against United. But in those 3 losses in their last 4 games, they have been by a total of 4 points. So this is a team that knows how to win or knows how to play in close games, but they got to figure out how to win close games. And this has been a close game throughout. And I'd say they've taken a step forward here in this one with 2:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Bunch set to the right. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Fake the handoff. Jameel Johnson going to run his way left side. He's past the 45. He'll be taken down at about the 43, a 4-yard gain, and that'll set up 3rd down and 3 for Jameel Johnson and the offense. But the timeout is called by the Rebels. We'll take one more timeout. Back after this, 2:34 to go here in the 4th on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 4th quarter of action continues after the timeout. Last timeout of this ball game, and the South Fulton Rebels needing a stop here. By the way, update on the Macomb-Farmington game. Farmington leads Macomb 15-9. They just got a touchdown, it looks like. As the handoff to Stenger runs his way up the middle, and that one should do it for the A-Town Tornadoes. Past the 30-yard line to about the 27. It's a 6-yard gain for Carson Stenger. South Fulton out of timeouts, and that should do it. .220 to go here as the clock's still moving. Ball at the 33-yard line. It was actually a 4-yard gain on 3rd down and 3. Touchdown Macomb. Wow, they have the lead now. 16-15. Not the score I was thinking was going to be in that game. We do have that one on TSSR as well. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running it left side as Stenger still on his feet near the 20-yard line. Carson Stenger from the 27. Where are they going to mark him? Wow, they marked him at the 22. So not as many yards as I thought he was going to get. That was only a 4-yard gain for Carson Stenger. Check the other scores here. West Central beats Galva 26-18. That one also just wrapping up there on TSSR. I think South Fulton or West Prairie, their game just came to an end. 54-14. West Prairie Southeastern falls. So we'll keep an eye on that Macomb-Farmington game in the postgame as Stenger runs his way left side. He's going to be close to the line. We'll see where they mark him. Left side, he might be about a yard shy. Carson Stenger, but the clock ticks under a minute to go. 3rd down and 1, a 5-yard gain. And with 50 seconds to go, A-Town basically needs to run one more play, and this one likely going to come to an end. As long as a fumble doesn't happen here, A-Town should be in good shape. 36 seconds to go. They'll come to the line here, and Jameel Johnson now in the victory formation. He'll take the knee with 28 seconds to go. And the A-Town Tornadoes on homecoming night will pick up a win. What a ball game here. Back and forth with South Fulton. South Fulton gave it all they had, but in the end, the A-Town Tornadoes are going to come out victorious in this one. 34-27 will be the final score. A-Town will move to 2-4 on the season. The Rebels will fall to 2-4 as well. Tucker, great game, one-score game, and a win for the Tornadoes on homecoming. However, they do got their work cut out for them next week. They will take on Havana next week. We will have that one for you here on TSSR, so hope to have you join us for that one. But our post-game show is coming up. Hopefully we get to chat with Coach Quinn and the crew, talk to at least Coach Quinn about this one here tonight as the A-Town Tornadoes, 34-27 winners. As we'll take a break, when we come back, we will recap it and hopefully talk to Coach Quinn in the postgame. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as the A-Town Tornadoes come out on top, 34-27 on homecoming night. A homecoming victory for the Tornadoes. They pick up their second win of the year. And this is a team that is, it is a very competitive team. This is a team that certainly could be 4-2, 5-1, you'd think, or not 4-2. Well, yeah, they could be 4-2, 5-1 maybe, with some of their close losses on the season. 34-27 ends up being the final score. And the Tornadoes winning a one-score game, something they've been all too familiar with. As we take a look at some of the numbers here, as I will add them up here as we go along here in the postgame. But A-Town able to get the job done. They hang on in the second half. They got some defensive stops after their offense kind of struggled a little bit in that first half. 21 all was the score at the half, but the A-Town defense holding the Rebels to just 6 points there in the second half of action. A lot of penalties in that second half, kind of a bizarre sequence on a number of occasions. But in the end, the A-Town Tornadoes get the job done here, as some excited fans are in the comments. Amanda, what a game as well. That away, boys. So appreciate you guys commenting here in the comments section. Let's take a look at the numbers as I've got them here. Carson Stenger, leading rusher here tonight. He finishes with 92 yards on 14 carries here this evening. Close behind him, though, was Riker Darst. Riker Darst had himself a really good day. 82 yards rushing, but Darst also had himself a pretty good day in the receiving game. 81 yards for him as well, so over 160 yards of total offense for Riker Darst in this ball game, including a 58-yard touchdown reception and a touchdown run of 30 yards. So good day for Riker Darst. He would probably be my player of the game if I had to say, if I did player of the games, but I don't usually do that. But we can call him the player of the game. Why not? Trey Keenan in the receiving game, 5 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Riker Darst, as I said, 2 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown, and then a touchdown for Evan Hook, whose touchdown call I butchered again. My apologies on that. Got the wrong number while I was doing that call, so is what it is. Happens to the best of us. And then number 11, Carson Stenger, 1 catch for 12 yards. 2 catches for 43 yards for Evan Hook he ends up with on the evening. Let me do the quick numbers here real quick for Jameel Johnson. He ends up over 200 yards passing, 241 yards passing on the day for Jameel Johnson. Also, running the ball, not ideal for Johnson, as he had a couple of snaps that went over his head, so his rushing totals are going to kind of get bloated in the negative department. But he's going to finish with 5 carries for minus 11 yards because a couple got over his head here this evening. So there's your number breakdown here. Again, Riker Darst kind of my player of the game, I would say, but Carson Stenger was close behind him. 92 yards rushing, a touchdown for Stenger. 82 yards rushing for Riker Darst. 81 yards receiving for Riker Darst as well. 2 touchdowns total. 1 receiving, 1 catching. South Fulton, their leading rusher here. Riley Fogelsong, he had 126 yards at the half. A-Town made it their mission to slow him down in the second half. He did have a 29-yard run in the second half, but outside of that, he had nothing going on. Finishes with 168 yards. And again, he had 126 at the end of the first half. So kind of a quiet first half for him. Jonah Miller, the starting quarterback, ended the ball game with some rushing stats here. 16 yards rushing for Jonah Miller here in this one. As they've got kids running on the track, a little foot race right there. That was interesting. Fun ball game here, fun activities going throughout the night, I imagine, as homecoming week, a special week for all these kids. In the rushing game as well, let me get the one last, Colby Martin. He ended this night at 45 yards at the half. He was also stymied in the second half. Only had 5 yards in the second half. Wow, he had 45 yards at the half, only rushes for 5 yards. So A-Town defense made it their mission to really slow down this high-powered offense of the Rebels. Potential to make big plays. It was very impressive in the first half, but the final score ended up being 34-21 A-Town, and able to hold the Rebels to just 6 points in the second half. Very few yards in the second half as well. I mean, outside of the 29-yard run by Riley Fogelsong, South Fulton couldn't do anything on offense in the second half. And that's, credit to Coach Quinn on dialing up some pressure and getting the freshman quarterback rattled a little bit. And I think, again, the turning point I feel like of this ball game was the defensive stop that A-Town got as we were going into half. They got a defensive stop where it looked like they weren't going to get any defensive stops in this game. It looked like it was just going to be a track meet. So they eventually got a defensive stop, and it feels like that kind of turned the momentum a little bit. They went down and scored, tied the ball game. We were tied at 21. And then the first play of the second half, if you don't think that defensive stop was the turning point at the end of the half, the turning point was definitely the first play of the second half when the pressure came. An intentional grounding was called, rattled the freshman quarterback, and it was kind of downhill ever since for South Fulton in this game. So, again, credit to Coach Quinn bringing the defense, the defensive pressure. I haven't seen a lot of blitzes or anything like that from him. Maybe he'll bring that in future games here as the season winds down. But the A-Town Tornadoes do pick up their second win of the season, move to 2-4 on the year. And they'll be back here next week as they get ready to take on Havana in what promises to be a good one. Last time I remember doing a Havana game, that was a wild one, a close one. A-Town, they're no stranger to close games. I will give them that. Let's take a look at the scores of some of our other games going on right now as we try to kill a little bit of time here, hoping to chat with Coach Quinn before this one wraps up. I see him on the field right now. Wow, Farmington scored a quick touchdown, and they are currently leading 23-16 over Macomb at Macomb. 5-0 Macomb, 5-0 Farmington. Boy, can't get much better than that, can you? So that's going to be a lot of fun down the stretch. Maybe pull that one up on another tab if you're wanting to check that one out. West Central and Galva, this one wraps up with West Central getting a 26-18 win. As West Central playing some good football here down the stretch. West Prairie Southeastern losing a tough one tonight to FCW, 54-14. It looks like that was the final score. 54-14 ends up being the final score there. West Prairie Southeastern falls, another game that we had here on TSSR. One game going on tomorrow. You got Bushnell-Prairie City taking on Ridgewood tomorrow, 8-man football. Ridgewood's a good team, kind of dealing with the injury bug a little bit there. But still a very good ball club there. Bushnell, I believe, looking for their first win of the season. As Coach Quinn makes his way on up here to the press box, we'll chat with the winning head coach here before we sign off here on homecoming night, as head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Coach Rick Quinn, joining us here. Good to see you, Coach. Congratulations on a homecoming win. Always very exciting to pick up the win. Big crowd, obviously, on hand. A lot of distractions for your boys, but they kind of pulled through here in a game that really could have gone either way here. Back and forth it went, and your boys end up pulling through. Got to feel pretty good on homecoming week.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the story of our season. I think they're taking a few years off my life. I mean, it feels like we're in dogfights every week. And this week we found a way, the guys did. Came out in the second half, a little more energy. I think they probably rode the wave of emotion all week. Coming off that loss to Princeville, 1-point loss. You never know how you're going to rebound. I think it took us a little bit to get going defensively. Offensively, we were able to run the ball, throw the ball when we had to. A few too many penalties. Kind of got behind the chains a little bit. I thought we were going to be able to run the ball after those first couple drives, but we got in like a 2nd and 20, 3rd and 15. Minus throwing the ball up or something like that, which the chance for success is not as good. We like to stay ahead of the chains, but to the guys' credit, they came out in the second half and played well.
Played very well, and I think it kind of was based on your running game here tonight. You had Riker Darst had a pretty good night, 80 yards rushing for him, and also I got Carson Stenger for about 90 yards as well. So a couple of guys, kind of being able to take a little bit of that pressure off of your quarterback, Jameel Johnson. How big were they in your offensive attack here as they were able to get you guys some production here tonight?
Well, we like to play ahead of the chains. I like to do a little bit more two-back. That way it gives us the luxury of dictating what we do offensively. If we want to throw the ball in 2nd and short, 3rd and short, you're more apt to catch the defense off guards. When you're 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, everybody kind of knows you're going to throw the ball. But I thought the line did good early on. They made a nice adjustment and moved 22 to the D-tackle, nose guard position, and he gave us a little trouble. He's a really good player for a sophomore, gets off the ball quick. But, to our credit, we found a way to run the ball and run the clock out in the 4th quarter and get the necessary scores to win the game.
As you said earlier, as we're talking with the head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Rick Quinn, here on TSSR. So you've mentioned the last 4 weeks have been rather challenging for you guys. You did get the win against United there a few weeks back, but your 3 losses that you've had in those 4 games have been by a total of 4 points. I mean, there's a lot of teams that, kind of just give it up because they're just like in close games, they kind of just crack underneath the pressure. And another close game here with your guys here tonight, but again, it didn't feel like they cracked. It looked like everything was stronger, and I feel like the turning point in this game might have been, I don't know, you can agree with me or not, but it felt like after you guys got that defensive stop at the end of the first half, went down and scored the touchdown, it feels like all the momentum went on your side after that.
Yeah, and then we came out in the 3rd quarter and got a stop, and then which was good because we made some adjustments at halftime, and I thought our defense did a pretty good job tackling and containing their gaps. We were getting a little too far upfield early in the game. They got 2 really good running backs that run really hard. They find a gap and they hit it, and they're hard to take down. But that was a big game, big stop right there in the 3rd quarter. And then, honestly, I think we were, 3rd and 30, 3rd and 35, and hit that tunnel screen.
Like that.
So,
yep.
The line did a good job getting out in front of Trey, and, we've got some good athletes that when we get them the ball, they can make people miss. So that was a big play as well to to get that score there that put us up 2 scores.
It certainly was, as 34-27 ended up being the final score here in this one. Again, a very close ball game. Your quarterback just amazes me here. He can miss some throws here from time to time, but the thing about him is he's got that mentality, and I talk about this with different sports as well. They just come out and keep on swinging. He'll come out there, he'll keep on throwing. Is that the kind of mindset you like to see in your quarterback? As Jamil, again, sometimes will miss those throws, but it doesn't deter him from making more throws down the field.
No, I think he really enjoys throwing the ball. Sometimes it's not on time. It plays a little bit off schedule sometimes and makes big plays because of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is hard for me because I'm like, oh, hey, but – he's able to extend and make plays, and it's really hard on the defense. And we got some good receivers that can get open and make plays. And
that play to Riker on the sideline there.
And I don't know how many people missed. And, he's still learning the position. So the strides he's made the last, 4 weeks after week 1, actually week 2, we struggled a little bit throwing the ball. He's made some strides, and I think he'll keep getting better and better and better. He's a super athlete, got a big arm, and he's just learning the nuances of playing quarterback.
He certainly is, but he's been doing a great job, like he says, picking up a second win of the season here. You moved to 2-4 on the year. Playoff chances still alive here, but I know you don't want to look too far ahead. You got Havana coming in next week. Second straight week at home. Got to feel good to be back at home here, but what are you expecting to see from the Ducks as they make their way to town next week?
They're always physical. I think they want to run the ball. They got a really good running back who had a lot of success last year. I think he's had a pretty good year this year. We're going to have to get them behind the chains and dictate what they do. We want to shut the run down and get them in second long, third long, force them to throw, and then offensively, we want to keep being able to run the ball. Our playoffs started tonight. It just did. We're 1-4. 4 and 5 teams have a small sliver of hope, just depending upon how the state breaks down.
Right.
But you want to get to that 5. So our playoffs started tonight, and our guys answered, and we got another week. All right, and then we got to get ready for Havana, who's going to come, because I think they're going to be also. They might be 3-3. I thought somebody said that Westmont might have forfeited. If not, they're sitting at 2-3 right now, so that they've got hope as well. So you're going to have to match their intensity and energy and start quick. I think it's very important that we start quick and put the pressure on them.
Certainly so, and we look forward to having that one again here next week as the head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Rick Quinn. Coach, we appreciate the time you chatting with us here after this one. Look forward to next week's game. We'll be here for it, so come on up and chat with us after that one if you want to as well. Appreciate the time, Coach.
Absolutely. Appreciate what you do.
Hey, absolutely.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a big homecoming win tonight. Head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Rick Quinn, joining us here on TSSR. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Appreciate everybody for stopping in and joining us here tonight on the broadcast, as we've had a lot of fun here. It was a fun homecoming night here. Homecoming week festivities. Going to be wrapping up, I believe, tomorrow with the dance here, but we've had a lot of fun here. We've done 2 volleyball games earlier this week here at A-Town over the course of this week, and also getting to do this football game, one of the best games that we've had this year on TSSR. We had a lot of good times this week. We appreciate Reed Kelso for letting us be here, doing the games that we do. I know the families out there love it, so we appreciate you guys so much. And doing this is just one of the best things that we get to say that we get to do on a weekly basis. So with that in mind, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll be back on the air next week. We actually have volleyball next Monday, as the A-Town Tornadoes will take on West Central. And then more volleyball throughout the week, leading up to football next Friday night right here from A-Town High School. Once again, as the A-Town Tornadoes look to keep their playoff hopes alive as they take on the Havana Ducks in what should be a good matchup here on TSSR. So for our camera girl, Alyssa, for everyone here at A-Town High School, my name's Wyatt Reed. It's been a pleasure broadcasting this one. 34-27, the Tornadoes win, picking up their second win of the season. Until next week, thanks for joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.